Welcome to the Contractors Secret Weapon Radio Podcast, the show dedicated to helping contractors, remodelers, painters, roofers, and others in the construction industry gain an unfair advantage over their competition. Get ready for some inspiration, some encouragement, some proven business building strategies, and a couple of new ideas that can take your business to the next level and beyond. And now, broadcasting from the Contractors Secret Weapon Studio, it's Pete Mitchell and Dave Negri.
Okay, so hey, this is Dave Negri with Contractors Secret Weapon.
No. It really is. It really is the Contractor Secret Weapon.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. I'm sorry. I messed up on that. All right, Pete, give them their money back.
And this is Pete Mitchell with Contractor Secret Weapon.
Okay, so last week we talked about your vacation. This week we're going to talk about my vacation. But
Yeah, let's hear it.
It was more of a working vacation. So this week we went to Aspen. We have friends that are real estate agents, and they just it was basically their grand opening. They had on Christie's, which everyone maybe knows or doesn't know. Christie's is an auction house, high-end auction house. And so Christie's also has a real estate division, which is rather unique. And the reason they have their real estate agency is so that they can get the artwork from homeowners and stuff that they sell houses to, or during the transactions. I was talking to one guy from so Christie's came in to do this grand opening for this new office that was open up. They just been in there about 8 months, so they were doing their like a grand opening. Welcome to Aspen, and everything is done top notch. I mean, it's just like it. And Aspen is in itself is a completely different culture whatsoever, because the average house in Aspen sells for $6 million.
Wow.
And they don't have, and I think Aspen itself has about 6,500 locals that actually live there. So I mean, we were running into people that were just spending the summer there. We went up on the mountain and we were talking to people. Oh, we're just here for the summer. So they'll rent a place for the summer, and so you rent a place. And you're looking at $20,000-$30,000 a month, maybe. It's not cheap. We went into one penthouse that was for sale. We went on open houses, and we saw some of the houses that they had listed in one of the downtown penthouses, about 5,000 square feet, $20 million. The best deal that was there was a little 500 square foot, one bedroom, one bath, little apartment like type thing that they had converted $750,000.
Oh my gosh!
That was I know. And so I was talking to the realtor, and I said, "Hey, so what were they renting it for?" And he goes, "They were renting for $3,500 a month, 500 square foot." And I go, "The numbers don't add up."
Is there just no more land? Is there no more land there? Is that why they can't build another building or something?
Aspen only allows so many permits a year to be built, and they will never allow more than 15% of the total land mass to be built out.
Oh, so that's what it is.
So it's sort of, yeah. So like here in Pinellas County, we are 98% built out. You look at Aspen, it's 15. And there's still a lot of big farms there, 100-acre farms and stuff like that. But yeah, it was just crazy. So let's go back to the top-notch stuff. It was just amazing. So Christie's has sister companies, and it's all in the luxury line. So you've got Gucci, Ulysses Nardin, which is a French watch manufacturer. which their cheapest watch is $10,000.
Mm.
And they brought in one of their jewelry lines. So because I think that there's a holding company that owns Christie's, and they own probably one of the largest shareholders of Gucci and Yves Saint Laurent. All have one big holding company there, all the luxury stuff, and they own probably the majority share of that, and a winery and a bunch of other stuff. And I think the holding company was owned by Christie's somehow in the family, but they had $7 billion worth of business last year, which is just wild. So they brought in the watch company, they brought in the jewelry company. So they had to bring, they had 3 or 4 girls there and they had to bring all this jewelry. There was one for the open house, for the get together, which they had at the local museum, because Christie's is, art and stuff like that. So they wanted to have it at the museum. So they brought in the watch guy, and they had probably 30 or 40 watches there. They had the watch repair guy, an armed guard, and it was just all decked out. And they invited 250 the real estate agents' customers and friends for this grand opening, and it sold 4 watches.
How much were the watches?
The cheapest one was $10,000.
Okay, so not a bad day.
Not a bad day. Well, at least they paid for everybody to get there.
No kidding.
Because they had 4 guys. They had the manager. So it was just, and to see everything, it was like, wow. Everything was wow. The food was just outrageous. It was, open bar, and people just for like 2 hours just got together and, mingled. And, the president of Christie's Real Estate said, had a nice little speech, about coming to Aspen. And one of the things that really hit me about, and as I went through the whole weekend, well, it was a 3 or 4 day event, but as I went through it, this is what resonated. What Dan said, his name's Dan, said was, in the market we're in today, in the world we're in today, there's so much technology, and I understand that we need technology, but we are sticking with the relationships, because that's what builds companies, that's what builds friendships, that's what builds loyalty.
Yeah,
and he's right.
Absolutely.
And it was all about, and as I watched, everyone interact, and it was about relationships. It was about, who, and Aspen is like, even though it's out there, it's like the good old boy in the South here. If you ain't apart, you ain't nothing. So
right.
You have to be, you have to. Somebody knows somebody, and everybody. It's just wild on how. I thought it was very interesting, but it all goes back to, and I'm thinking about the the podcast and how is this going to help contractors and stuff, and it goes down to the relationships and not being afraid to step out and above your competition so that you stand out.
Yeah,
because these guys stand out in their marketplace. Because it's done on purpose, which is unique, because most people don't think about standing out and being out in front and creating those relationships and doing whatever it takes. So these guys did whatever it took to bring that business in. Yeah, it cost them a lot of money, but but when you really sit back and you think about, it didn't cost them anything. It was an investment into their future business.
Right.
It didn't cost them a dime.
Right.
And that's the way they look at it. It's an investment into future business. So, with the average house being $6 million, and, how many of those do you have to sell a year?
Not too many. That's for sure.
Yeah, not too many. But there again, it still goes back to no matter what size your business is and how much business you do, what can you do to step out, to be different, to be better, to create those relationships that will keep your business going and growing. And this is kind of interesting. I was staying at this hotel because Alex didn't have any more room left at his house. There was, I think, 12 or 14 of us that came up from Florida to help him with this event. And we stayed at the actually, it was his condo. But it's a condo hotel, which I thought was kind of interesting. That's, you buy the condo and you use it when you want, and they rent it out the rest of the time and you make money from it.
Okay, yeah.
Which is a rather sweet deal. But here's, excuse me, every day, and I noticed this on the valet's desk, so I know that everybody in their company got it. It went to housekeeping, it went to, the restaurant staff, and I'm sure it went to the front desk, but we stayed at the Viceroy, which is really top-notch hotel, and it says the Viceroy Vision, which I thought this was unique. And every day you got the stats of the company, how many people were checking out, how many people were checking in, and stuff like that. But it had Viceroy Vision is respect, diversity, integrity, and take ownership. We believe everyone should be whoever they want to be. And it is this celebration of individuality that sits at the core of us. We practice consistent individuality. We're proud to be the fastest growing oxymoron. We are hosts first and always. We are thoughtful in every detail. We make people expect the remarkable. We command respect and we return the same. When speaking to a guest, colleagues will do so in an attentive, natural, and courteous manner. And their Viceroy ranking and recognition, this is everypotter.com, best ski country spots. So they must be top rated as a spot. I got a massage there. But imagine just going through this every day with your company, with your people. They know every day, okay, what do we stand for? And it's, everyone, when you walk through the hotel, everyone would look you in the eye and say, hello, good morning, good afternoon. Is there anything we can do?
Right.
You get near a door and somebody would run and open it.
I remember someone saying, and it might have been Keith Lee from 3D Mail. I can't remember who it was exactly. I think it was him, but he was saying that one of the things that they instill in their employees is my name might be on the check, but the customer is the one that is paying your check.
Right.
And every day they would remind their employees, maybe my name's on it, but that's really who your boss is. And most businesses, they don't care about the customer at all. They don't care about the customer. They don't care. Did they have a good experience, a bad experience? Did they get what they wanted? Did they not get what they wanted? They don't care. And most people are going through life like that, right? I don't care. Give me my paycheck.
Right.
And what their whole thing was, we want them to value the customer and how they treat their boss, right? Usually people treat their boss like, well, he's the boss, right? I don't want to take him off. He's going to fire me. And they wanted them to have that same attitude with the customer of, they're the boss. They're the ones who are paying your paycheck. And I don't think most people have that mindset. And I don't think most companies instill that in their people. Like, I've told that to, I think, all of my employees who work for me that, hey, you know what? Our clients, they're the boss. Whatever they need, we're going to figure out a way and give it to them. And we're not going to necessarily, in our case, nickel and dime them. I mean, if we can package it in with what we're doing, great. If it is something that is deserving of us being compensated more, then I'll bring that up to them and say, hey, you know what you're looking for right here, we can't do as part of what we've got, but we can, do it for X or include it over here or something like that. But but I want them to have that mindset of our customers. That's our most important thing, because I hate bad customer service. Like, I loathe it. I literally called. I have this one membership that I needed for my E&O insurance for one of my licenses that I got, and they apparently canceled the master policy with the master company. So I got the notice, hey, it's not going to renew. We got this new plan over here, which was literally a tenth the coverage at the same price. And I'm like, okay, this is stupid. I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
So the only reason I was with this one company was so I could get access to this plan. So I'm on their website. There's nowhere for me to cancel my automatic renewal program. And so they got an 800 number. I call it. This is the first time I call an 800 number, and I finally get someone on the phone, and they go, oh, well, I can't process your cancellation. You've got to email it in. I'm like, are you serious? Like, what? This doesn't even make any sense. Like, almost everyone else is like, oh, you can't email us. You got to call us because they want to, like, try and talk you out of counseling.
Right, yeah.
And I was just like, I was so ticked. I literally was like, okay, you've been notified. If that charge shows up on my credit card, I'm charging you with fraud because you've been notified. This is on a recorded line. It's, I was like, I was ticked. But
there's a great book. It's called, I can picture it. It's, Why Do You Make It So Hard for Me to Do Business with You?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Big time. Yeah.
And, it's an amazing book because it goes through customer service and a lot of great companies and what they do for their customer service. And I think one of the ones that just blew me away was, I think it's a hotel. And it could be the Ritz. It may be the Ritz. And I think it is. But it's a hotel. It's a hotel line, and they have a standard policy that each employee has the availability, or if they need to, a $2,000 limit to make the customer happy.
Oh wow, huge limit.
And when you go out of your way to make a customer happy, or just got then it's sort of like celebrated. And here's an interesting story. There's a girl, she's at the night desk, and one of the customers comes out, and he checks out from the morning. They're in New York, and he's going to Hawaii. So he gets to the airport and realizes that he left his laptop in the hotel, which she FedExed it so that he could have it before 10 o'clock in the morning in Hawaii. She said, sure. So she goes and finds his laptop, and she realized there's no way that laptop is going to get to that guy before 10 o'clock if she sends it FedEx. So she hops on a plane and she brings it to him.
Wow.
And so everyone's going, oh, where's Margie? Where's Margie? And she comes back, and she's telling what she had to do. And so they just had a big old party because they went out of their way to for that customer. Will that customer go back to the Ritz? Absolutely. How many people will he tell?
Right.
Everybody.
Right.
Everybody.
Yeah.
So it goes back to marketing.
Yeah. See, that's the kind of thing that when you find those rare companies that are like that, even though, and almost always, and you'll attest to this, Dave, almost always they charge more money, but it's like, it's worth it. And you're like, I'll pay it. Like, I'm willing to pay for good customer service. And if someone's not willing to pay for it, you probably don't want that person as a client at this time. You know, too many things are going on in their life where if they're not willing to pay for customer service, it's not going to be a good client for you.
No. Unless it's the client you want.
Yeah, but if they can't pay for it or won't pay for it.
I understand. I mean, yeah, but there's lots of people who like to, take and try to negotiate with their customer and stuff, and they think it's a big game. I want what I want. And you know what? I've never negotiated anybody down from the price. Never. If I think it's fair, then I pay them. Because I know what it takes to make money. Yeah. I want them to make money.
And if you don't think it's fair, do you just say, well, thank you, and you go off to and find someone else?
Sometimes. If I like them, then I might, say, listen, I think that's a little high. And I'll go find somewhere else, something else, and let them do what they want. But I'll make it their option. I've never.
Right. No, I get it.
Is that the best you can do? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. Because most of the time I don't negotiate either with people, but if it is high to me, I'll usually be like, and I'll just thank them, whatever. And I know I've said this line more than once. I'm like, look, I know you're totally worth it. That's just not what I've got budgeted for this project. So I'll find someone else. But I don't want you to think it's because I don't think you're worth it. I think you're worth it. I just don't have that in the budget. And
and I've done that with cars. It's not that I've gone in and bought cars and I'll say, listen, I'm not going to nickel dime you. I don't, this is what I have to spend. If you have something that will fit into that, then that's great. And if you don't, that's okay too, because I don't have to buy the car today. And I've had people just bend over backwards to try to get me that deal. And not that like I said, I tell them straight up front, it's not, this is really all I've got. And to go with that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So just be extraordinary. Go out of your way, and I know that we've got some big stuff coming up. In the title company, it's like we have, and here's something you guys can look forward to. Is a customer appreciation. We do customer appreciation once a year, and we don't blow a lot of money, but we spend a lot of money for our customers because they deserve it, and it gives them an opportunity to get together. Maybe some mortgage brokers and maybe some realtors and other guys that they can work together. And my pest control guy, every year he has a customer appreciation where he does the the baseball stadium where he'll rent out a box for food and stuff like that. And
wow.
it's
that's
the
expensive.
Minor leagues, but still.
Oh,
yeah,
minor?
but it's a minor league, so it's $7 a ticket and probably $10 a person. But he's been doing it for years, and every year.
Yeah, and then what you do is you turn that into a referral network, and you tell them, "Hey, you can bring a guest, but I got to know by this date how many tickets to buy. So tell me all you're bringing." And now you're getting introduced to their friends for the price of a couple of tickets. Who wouldn't spend $20 on a lead? Like seriously, in the contracting world, $20 for a lead.
And that's a hot lead too.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I've been doing that left and right.
That's a hot one. That's a guaranteed one. It's like throwing money, in the newspaper.
Yeah, absolutely. I like it, Dave. I like it a lot. Glad you brought it up.
Cool. Next week we'll have to think about something else.
I actually got a topic for next week, so I'll
all right, cool.
I'll let them wonder. What's Pete's idea? You'll find out next week. Well, cool deal. Well, guys, remember,
sounds good.
If you want to get our free report that Dave put together, You can text the keyword free to 850-990-2020. Getting that 2020 vision in your business. So get Dave's free marketing report, 850-990-2020. Just text the keyword free and you'll get that right away. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to you next week.
Cool beans. See you later.